Welcome to Philippine-Canadian Enquirer's Daily News Roundup, brought to you by CanadianEnquirer.net, your only Filipino-Canadian daily news portal. I'm Rowan Echo, and here are stories making headlines today. CHED Chair steps down from post. Commission on Higher Education Chair Patricia Licuanan stepped down from her post on Monday after receiving a phone call from Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea asking her to do so. Quote, over the weekend, I received a call from Executive Secretary Medialdea asking me to resign as chairperson of the Commission on Higher Education. While my term by law ends in July 2018, I have decided it is time to go, unquote, Licuanan announced during a flag ceremony at the CHED headquarters. She adds, quote, it has become obvious that there are persons determined to get me out of CHED by hurling false and baseless accusations against me in what appears to be a fishing expedition and a well-orchestrated move in media, unquote. It can be recalled that Puwersa ng Bayaning Atleta party list Representative Jericho Nograles accused her of having excessive junkets. Licuanan belied this accusation and said it is baseless since all her travels were confirmed to have been authorized by Senior Deputy Executive Secretary Menardo Guevara. She added that those who are dying to oust her has turned to accusing her of mismanagement and corruption. Iligan Representative Frederick Xiao also called her out for demeaning 9,500 K-12 transition program scholars. Licuanan insisted that she is not committing malicious acts as she has been devoted to promoting an office with no taint of corruption since day one. Quote, I must strongly denounce malicious allegations of corruption and mismanagement of funds. It has been my personal commitment to stamp out corruption in CHED since day one, despite the odds and the strong resistance. The K-12 transition program has been implemented with the highest level of ethical stewardship and every peso is accounted for, unquote, she said. Moreover, she said her resignation does not mean she is guilty of all the accusations thrown to her, for she is only doing this as her continued presence in CHED is inimical to the interest of the institution. Robredo's post could be abolished, says ex-solon. Once the government's proposal to shift to federalism is approved, the office of the Vice President may lose its relevance, and this could lead to its abolition, Bayan Muna Chair and former Congressman Nery Colmenares said in a statement. According to Colmenares, the scenario will overthrow Vice President Leni Robredo in 2019, 3 years short of her supposed term. Quote, under the PDP Laban Partido Demokratiko Pilipino Lakas ng Bayan Constitution, the office of the Vice President will be abolished by 2019 if they succeed in having the new constitution ratified during the 2019 elections, unquote, the former legislator said. Quote, Vice President Leni Robredo will be ousted from her office long before her term ends in 2022, unquote, he added. Colmenares pointed out that while PDP Laban may argue that they will not apply this to VP Robredo, this is not expressed in PDP Laban constitution since they have refused to divulge their transitory provision. And if Robredo will be allowed to finish her term, she will only be a lame duck vice president with no place in the list of Duterte's successor. Citing Section 7, Article 7 of the PDP Laban Constitution, Colmenares said it is the Senate President and if incapacitated, the Speaker who shall succeed President Duterte in case of death or removal from office. Quote, the Vice President is not mentioned at all in the line of succession because upon ratification of the new Constitution, her office no longer exists, unquote, he said. Meanwhile, slamming the claims, Robredo's legal advisor Barry Gutierrez questioned, quote, how does abolishing the OVP relate to the establishment of federalism? Or is the abolition already in service of some other unstated agenda, unquote. Gutierrez said that the last time the Philippines did not have a vice president was during the term of Ferdinand Marcos Sr. as president. Sanofi to reimburse 1.4 billion pesos over unused Dengvaxia vials. French pharmaceutical giant Sanofi Pasteur has agreed to refund the unused vials of Dengvaxia worth 1.4 billion pesos as demanded by the Department of Health. Quote, Sanofi Pasteur has responded positively to the Philippine Department of Health's request that we provide reimbursement for the doses of Dengvaxia that were not used by the government in the public vaccination program, unquote. Sanofi said in a statement. This move, however, does not imply that they are admitting the quality issues of their Dengvaxia vaccines, Sanofi said. Quote, Sanofi Pasteur hopes that this decision will allow us to be able to work more openly and constructively with the DOH to address the negative tone towards the dengue vaccine in the Philippines today, unquote, it said. Last Friday, Health Secretary Francisco Duque III wrote two demand letters to Sanofi's Asia-Pacific head, Thomas Triumph, asking him to give a refund to the government and to conduct a sero-testing to those who were vaccinated with Dengvaxia. That wraps up our news here on PZI Daily News Roundup. Thank you for joining us. For more news stories, visit our website at www.canadianenquirer.net.